So what's up? I'm making this video so you know your legal rights and the things you can and can't do with the law to have things dismissed or considered or awarded in your favor. This works every time. If you pay attention to the law and do the right thing and do it the right way, it always goes in your favor because you have no choice but to listen to the law and the law of the land. So this is one of my many encounters with, the law or somebody representing, legal stature or a public servant or a defendant or anything like that. This is one of the many. I got a few more videos like this, but if you pay attention and you watch the videos that I put out, you'll learn how to take care of it and do what you need to do. Peace. To continue that video, still haven't gone to sleep yet, but to continue that last video, I was cut off at the end there. I was making some pretty plausible pleadings or proceedings. One, the officer was informed that was private property before during the first contact. I've had multiple contact with these officers, borderline harassment, being, subject to this all the time. That being private property, it's written in the law. These laws provided by state and upheld by the Constitution's law of the land, that those laws are in effect in private property. The officer, the first time, was informed that was private property. These officers, and it was stated during, the confrontation, that these officers are not allowed to go on private property. That call being placed allowed them to come on private property, but no law was being broken. Nor was I the suspect. So right to leave was there. Didn't have the right to leave. Search and seizure continued all the way to a traffic ticket in violation. Or not traffic, citation violation for using the electricity, which is, as a customer, I have a right to, I have a right to that. Also, that is, up to the owner, not the assumptions or accusations of an officer. One, and that was kind of just slapped on there to justify their first charge, which is futile, along with any argument they come to court with. And two, camping on Thailand, it doesn't preclude to private property, which it was stated that yes, it's private property or leased property for that matter. Leased or private property. Officers aren't allowed to, nor officers aren't allowed to protrude or have no right to that property, and it fails, the clause that, the ticket was written for, which says that Thailands do not include, the leased or private property. So, I'm allowed to be there, and, I'm kind of getting harassed, I'm tired of getting woken up, stuff like that. Me, I hate being woken up, with a passion. So these laws are actually the ones that are produced, by the city, by the state, and must be followed. So these two laws on the citation are false and failing, and this in all courts, in any matter of the law, word of law, and this must be upheld equally by rule of law without absolute supremacy. So in conjunction with the law, taking the law into account. Making sure the law of the land is followed without arbitrary power or outside influence. So without the influence of somebody, from the outside or department or something like that, or good cop, bad cop, however it may be, that's outside influence, or then arbitrary power is just the judge doing what they want, which doesn't happen often, but the law is in there for that reason. Rule of law is what the United States Constitution, all 27 articles are founded upon, so it must be followed. So as a must, these have to be thrown out because they do not fit the law, fit the description of the law at all. So which means this ticket is nothing to me, but I'll keep that. After the first contact, this being the second, after the first contact, I took down the officer's name and badge number just to have it, just in case they came back and harassed me again. I moved from actually the place where the officer, removed, even though he wasn't allowed to. I just moved, to not have an argument. I hate confrontation. I don't like coming to court, even though I'm trained in law. So I moved from that spot to another spot, which I'll provide in exhibits so you can see. It is private property, leased property, and they had no right to it. So the 2 charges that are on there are false and failing, and this in all courts in any manner of the law. I'm asking that I be let go. I'm not suing, but I could sue, and if I do sue, it will be just for a ticket home. I'm annoyed and sick of it, so probably like $300-400. I'd hop a flight or hop the bus, and then I'd have food to eat on my way home. So yeah, I'll handle that before on whatever day it's listed. I gotta figure out how that process goes here in California, but we'll get that done. These are laws. I think I just put it where I put this thing. Make sure I don't lose it or take a picture of it. These are the laws of the land. 8.18 UPDC, camping on premises, false and failing, and 498 B5 BC, theft of utility service. I did not tamper or do anything to a device. Me charging a phone, me charging a phone. I charge my phone there every morning. The guy comes in, he sees me every morning leaving there, with my phone charged. He says nothing to me and lets me continue. So, false and failing by any and all definition as a matter of the law. Giving no argument to the opposition. Once again, in this in all courts, this is ridiculous. There's just more paperwork for me to fill out. I adhere to the law. I know the law, so I adhere to it. I make sure I'm not doing anything to abrupt the law. And me giving them knowledge of the laws during this gives them no excuse, because I know as an officer, if you don't know the law, you can there's a clause that you can hide behind. But you having knowledge of the law, me giving you the law and telling you the law and informing you of the law, and then you continue and continue and continue and continue, that means that you're just doing whatever you want. And that's a problem, and I could sue for that. So just trying to get this taken care of. I would ask that it be thrown out. If there is a plane or a bus ticket home, I would take that and I'd be on my way. Rightfully so, Your Honor, and this in all courts. And this being thrown out is a must by the United States Constitution without arbitrary power or outside influence, because the law of the land is provided and has to be followed. And if it isn't followed or doesn't fit, this is to be thrown out with no question and no further questioning. There's no more of an argument or nothing else to be explained. Respectfully so, Your Honor. So I'm just asking for that. Thank you. contact with the officers today. It's Tuesday, I think, 4/24/21 today. Have all my stuff. I'm to move from private property. The officer just stated it was private property, which you can't go on, to California code, which is going to be provided. They were given the laws, so they're informed of the laws. Can no longer be uninformed, can no longer carry on with what they're doing, because corruption of the law, everybody's subject to the law. So stealing of power, not stealing anybody's power. Was not told I couldn't use their power as a customer, to private property, or as a customer of a business. There is no trespassing, which is one. Once the owner says you're trespassing, which is pretty dope, and the owner was not contacted during this ordeal. To go further and further, obviously the guy who called the cops wasn't telling the truth about my whereabouts, nor did he see, the alleged whoever bothered him, suspect or whatever. But I'm not the guy. Received a citation for stealing power. Didn't steal power, not theft of power. And which is a futile charge. And camping on park grounds. I'm not in the park. The park closing is down further. So I'm at Joe's Crab Shack. Was his own, by itself, its own entity.